All right, now joining us now is Queensland legend Steve "The Pearl" Renouf. Steve, you heard from the New South Wales guys. Thanks for being on the show. What do you think of taking the game to Adelaide?
Oh, amazing. Look, I was fortunate enough to get to Perth last year and to see what happened there was great for our game, but for the people who attended. And I think it'll be no different this year in Adelaide, and what that'll bring to the local economy there and what that'll do for our sport of rugby league is just going to be unmeasurable.
Steve, at the end of the day, WA and South Australia are so AFL heavy and they love their AFL, but here in Australia we just love sport, don't we? We just want to get behind a good game.
Yeah, without a doubt, and Origin does bring that. And I think the good thing is with the two cities, you know, they have had a bit of a touch of rugby league in the past, which is great. The Rams used to be in Adelaide, and you know, so for that, there are people there. You know, I've been to Adelaide over the past few years for different things, and there's a fair contingent of people who still follow rugby league. Yes, they're AFL through and through, but they keep an eye on rugby league, so that's good for our sport. And I don't expect any different here. I'm really in favour of what you know, Queensland, New South Wales, and you know, the Origin arena are doing.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's not like we're taking games away, because there is always going to be a game in Sydney, there's always going to be a game in Brisbane. There are pockets of people who don't like the idea of taking it interstate to Adelaide, to Perth, to Melbourne. What would you say to those people?
Well, you know, you sit down on TV, you watch it, and you know, you don't lose anything. I mean, we're talking. Just look at the crowd last year. Melbourne's been great, and to those people, it's about our sport expanding. And look, the guys earlier touched on that. You know, it's about our game becoming a true national game, and you know, if we can do that through Origin, that's great, because you know, we can just lift the profile and you know, share our sport. And hopefully, you know, get some gains in these other states.
And it's fantastic for the game because you're building that fan base, you're taking it on the road and you're getting it out there to people that may not necessarily get the opportunity to go to what is such a spectacular event.
Exactly. It's so unique, and I think everyone realises that across the country. If you don't follow rugby league, you know, and we see that through the numbers, that a lot of people across the country tune in to watch State of Origin. So yes, they tune in WA, they tune in South Australia. So why not take a game there so they can see it live, and you know, we'll keep them for a lot longer.
And the best thing at the moment, Steve, is New South Wales have the trophy.
Well, that's if you come from south of the border. That's something we've got to correct up here. So I'll be in the year of Kevy Walters this year, don't worry.
Yeah, well, look, they look like a good team. And look, I love State of Origin for so many reasons. But look, you're wearing the shirt there, the Deadly Choices shirt, and I know it's a program very dear to your heart, and it's a program that is really working, and there is a New South Wales version of Queensland. Tell us more about Deadly Choices.
Yeah, look, Tim. It's a program, as you know, we spoke about last year. It's around engaging our Indigenous population, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, to go along and get health checks, and we partner with you know, rugby league teams, AFL teams, and different sporting bodies, and get ambassadors on board just to get Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to our Aboriginal medical services to get health checks, and we've done that pretty successfully over the last, it's 10 years this year of Deadly Choices, and we're very proud of what we achieved, and Deadly Choices now has a national footprint, so you know, we've been in or are in every state and territory except WA at the moment. You know, it's something we're working on, and it's just such a positive thing that's happening within our community, and something we're very proud of.
Yeah, and what's it been like for you? Because when you're so passionate about something like this, you must be quite rewarding as well to get out there and see these guys.
Well, it is. You know, we're out in our community, and look, last year, you know, we had our, you know, with the Origin, you know, stay down the Origin thing. You know, we had the Deadly Blues, as we call them, the Deadly Maroons, and look, they were so good, you know, in those times during the Origin period. You know, giving access to players and just just to get that other cohort of the community that we might miss outside of that, but it excites people because they get a shirt attached to that. They, I must admit, I did slip on the Blues Deadly Choices shirt last year, and I think the guys got a photo of me, but.
You've actually got the blue shirt on today, which is nice to see. But the great thing here, Steve, is with the program is people are incentivised to get these health checks because they get the jersey too, don't they? They get and I see it brings a smile to my face every time I see someone wearing one of those Deadly Choices jerseys.
Yeah, same here, Tim. And we look at news clippings and we go, we get to travel with our work, and they're Deadly Choices shirts everywhere, which means either the person who's wearing it or someone in their family has had a health check, and that's what's in the back of our mind. And this is just around prevention of chronic disease and everything going forward. But like you said, Tim, it's so good that you get to feel that, and we have this footprint, and we have a lot of people talking to us about it. So we are getting the message out there.
Well, just back to Origin very, very quickly. Of course, the NRL season has officially kicked off now. Can the Blues cause more heartache for you again in 2020, do you reckon?
Of course not. But I'm always going to say that. But look, the good thing is, I think Kevy's pulled in a good squad. I think on the Blues side of things, and we all recognise this, they've got a very, very good squad. And one thing they haven't had for a long time is a lot of depth, and they've got some really good players. So that's something we need to look out for.
We can't have you on without playing a little bit of classic Pearl Vision. What was it like? And you were great to watch. You broke our hearts many times as New South Wales players. We've got some vision of 1996. What was it like being a part of that team, the Alfies of the world, some absolute superstars?
Oh, look, having Alf, captained most of my time in Origin, and look, I talk about Origin and through the season. Look, the Blues dominated, I have to say, back in the 90s, and they had a very good team back then. But Origin is very unique, and I've got to play in 11 of those, and I always say to people like that, 11 of those so appreciative of that, and it's just something very unique and something I've been happy to be part of.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on the show. I think it will be a ripping success in Adelaide, and all the very best with Deadly Choices. Whenever we have the opportunity, we'll help where we can too.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.